Welcome back, boys. Today we have a kind of compilation of the reactions from the left about the assassination that happened to Charlie Kirk. I saw what happened, and it disgusts me. Here in Norway, we have politicians, or like young politicians, that make TikToks, and one of them on the like kind of extreme left, they made TikToks clowning on Charlie Kirk's death, kind of gloating and celebrating it. I read all the comments. They were in Norwegian, and it was disgusting to me how many, like, it was all pretty much women. Most of them were women. I saw. Well, not that it really matters that much, but it is insane how much hate is going around, and how much like the left are showing their true colors. Now, I've known this for a long time, but this is just a confirmation I needed. Let's check this out.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless.
When they go low, we kick them.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
The biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized up to the right.
I thought he should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost, he insulted your wife.
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
I'd like to punch him in the face. I said if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Punch some people in the face.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
Look as his character is stabbed to death.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
This way. That's it right there. Pull it up.
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
A Missouri state senator is under investigation by the Secret Service after saying she hopes President Trump is assassinated.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
And sadly, the domestic enemies to our voting system and our honoring our Constitution are right at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
They're not going to stop before Election Day in November, and they're not going to stop after Election Day. And that should be, everyone should take note of that on both levels, that this isn't, they're not going to let up, and they should not.
If you think we're rallying now, you ain't seen nothing yet.
I met a woman that was like this. I spoke to her. This was when Trump almost got assassinated. We had a conversation. I think I brought it up, and she was like, this was verbatim how she said it. Oh, I wish he would have died. I would have been so happy. She told me this, and I was I was shocked a second, but I had to kind of act normal. Or maybe she would have gone fucking crazy and stabbed me in the neck or something. I don't know. These people are unpredictable. Let's just say I never ever felt safe around this woman ever again. How the fuck can you wish death upon other people like that? So easy. And even against Charlie Kirk, like, you have a differing of opinion, like you have a different opinion than him, and then boom, he has to die because you're too retarded to debate him. You can't you can't even talk to you can't even have discussion anymore. It's insane. No, I just gotta say, like, these people celebrate this and gloat. These people are one of the most miserable people you could meet. I have met them, and yeah, these people, they you shouldn't. They're really fucking bad. They're evil. That's what they are. And there's a million reasons to why I can think of. Me personally, I can think of why they are the way they are. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, and they will get what is coming to them if they continue to do this, to become more and more violent. Because I'm telling you, they think they're cool finally, doing a little violence, saying punch this, punch that. If the right starts to get a little violent, I mean, fuck, huh, things are gonna turn barbarous. I do believe. Yeah, it remains to be seen, but something has changed. I do believe something permanent has changed. Now people will be different.
I know I won't forget all he's done. A win is a win. A win is a win. I don't care what y'all say. A win is a win. Siri, please play Shoulda Ducked by Lil Durk featuring new artist Charlie Kirk.
Oh man, the dude just had a different opinion than you. I didn't even know the guy. I never watched him. I don't know what the hell he was talking about. From what I heard, he was kind of like a medium level. Like, he wasn't as far gone as me. Right? He had more of like watered down opinions, but he was still on the right, moderate right. He said some stuff about this and this and that. I can't quite remember, but I remember I didn't agree with it. But I didn't care. I never ever thought, man, I wish this guy would just die. What kind of lunatic thinks like that? I can't even imagine. And it's like, the dude has a different opinion, but he was still a human, still a man that is like, it's your fellow man. You are from the same nation. And he was a father. He was a father. He had a woman and 2 kids. So what are you dancing about? Like, this is the thing, like, I just want to give like advice when it comes to people. Don't ever trust someone who doesn't believe in anything. Anything spiritual. Doesn't have to be specific. I'm not talking about a Muslim. I'm not talking about a Christian. Of course, all of those options are great. I'm talking about someone who doesn't believe in something more. And I guarantee you that everybody dancing for this garbage, that are dancing for this, that are happy that Charlie died, I promise you they believe in nothing. They believe in nothing higher. They believe they are the highest. They believe in their environmentalism. They believe in their fucking Marxist control worldview. They've been tricked. That's what they have. They have had shit, miserable lives. You should not be around these people. Stay safe, I guess.
Looked like the hate speech finally caught up with old Charlie Kirk. Sorry, Charlie.
I just got a push notification that Charlie Kirk was shot at one of his Prove Me Wrong debates at a university in Utah. I believe it was Utah Valley. And when I read, it said that they believe that he was shot in either the side of the head or the neck or something like that. Yeah. What is it that they say? It's not gun control. It's not common sense gun laws. What is it? Oh, I remember. Thoughts and
Common sense. Did she just say common sense? You're not allowed to use that. You're not allowed to use common sense. Woman.
prayers.
Keep the money flipping, it's all I know. Been in and out of prison for a while, I know. Grew up in the ghetto, thugging in the... Celebrate good times, come on. Let's celebrate.
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed. How do you feel?
Happy. Goodbye.
Wow. Did you see that Charlie Kirk just got shot and killed?
That's good.
Wow. That's good. That's good that people are getting shot just off a political view. Good that people are dying in America.
Did you see that Charlie Kirk got shot and killed today?
Yes, I did.
How do you feel about that?
I don't really have any feelings about it.
This is what happens when I think everybody who got beat as a kid doesn't hold these opinions. I do believe it's like you see reality at a young age and you start to think. Something starts to fucking happen with your thinking. But this is what happens when you don't ever have a problem growing up. And your parents give so little shit about you that they don't even discipline you. They don't teach you shit. And then you become one of these like miserable retards. Holy shit.
Who are you?
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed today. We're just getting people's opinions. How do you feel about that?
Girl, someone had to do it. And that's how I feel at this point in time. But
Yeah, I appreciate your honesty. I truly do. So you said someone had to do it.
yes. Try not to get all pulled up into that, but he was a misogynist. He was a disgusting person with disgusting beliefs.
So if you had a magical wand, a magical button that you could press and keep him from being assassinated, would you press that?
No. I think things happen for a purpose.
No, I wouldn't. He would stay dead. Shut the fuck up, woman.
And if that's how his life was ended, then that's how it was ended. So.
Do you know who Charlie Kirk is?
Yeah, he's a who she. I'm like, yeah, he's an you know. I wouldn't wish it to anyone, but I don't think his political views are correct. You know.
We're gonna step away from this because you're just trying. Well, you let him talk. He wants to talk. What are you? I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him.
You know.
Anyways.
I love the right. I love the right. I love all of you guys. Thank you.
In my opinion, I think they're going to flip it and say the other way. But I think the left has just spewed so much hate and brainwashed so many people into doing stupid this. But they're going to flip it and see he was so hateful and he spewed all this hatred.
You're almost going to say he deserved it.
Yeah, they're going to say he deserved. I've already seen people. That's what I've seen. I've already seen people saying he deserved it. He spews all this hate, and they're going to say because the hate he spewed, he should have gotten that. It's a sign of, I think, what liberalism has done to U.S. society. It's just led to a complete moral decay and decay of morals and just any semblance of humanity. Like you just degrade people because of your political opinions, but I don't know. I don't have much else to say on that. It's just the same old thing every time.
So I'm going to be very fucking clear about this so that you know exactly where I stand. And I will say this with my whole entire chest. There are some people on...
Yeah, I don't care about your opinion. This is the type of woman you never ever listen to on anything. When it comes to dating, political shit. Come on, man. What the fuck happened to like judging the book by its cover? Like just do that. Like, oh, yeah, this book not for fucking me. What the fuck, man? Or not judge a book by its cover, but it's like you can just... Sometimes people just have a look. Idiocy on them. Some people have a dangerous look. You should stay away from them. Common sense. Some people look like idiots. They probably are. You should stay away from them and not listen to them. Like, what the fuck happened, man?
this app that are sitting there saying, oh, you shouldn't wish death upon any person, no matter what side they're on. Fuck that. Fuck that. Charlie Kirk was a fucking Nazi. He was a fucking Nazi. And you know what kind of Nazi is the best Nazi? A dead one. Thank God that shit stain of a person is no longer in this world, and may his hell be.
If the world becomes barbarous and chaos erupts, law and order forever gone, or not forever gone, but let's just say you can get away with a lot because fucking shit is collapsing and burning. It's like, you women are fucked. Like, you don't understand. Like, I thank God every day that I am a man. Because if shit becomes bad, it is always women and children. Or let's just say women that suffer the most. When shit goes bad, it is women who suffer the most. They are the ones who will get and and oh, fill in the blanks. You're probably smart if you're watching this. So you already know. You already know what is gonna happen to these women. And the thing is, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I am fucking wrong and I'm an idiot. But I don't think so. I don't think so. There is something barbarous brewing. But time will tell. I hope somebody steers this. Somebody steers this into the correct direction. So shit doesn't just go completely crazy.
Being confronted by every single marginalized person that he hurt. That is what is fucking wrong with you. That does not make me a bad person for thinking that bad people should not be in this world. So fuck that Nazi and have a great day.
I'm just really glad.
The lack of just a lack of like self-awareness, man. It's insane.
Charlie Kirk just got himself fucking shot, because he's right. Empathy is dangerous to society. So no one should give a fuck that he's dead. He said it. I'm just saying his words. All I'm doing is using his words. You can't.
I don't know what she's talking about, or I didn't know. I read this a little bit on TikTok comments, so I don't know if it is accurate. But what he was talking about, from what I heard, is he was talking about how empathy is being used as like a weapon and shit, and he kind of made something, and they quoted him like they kind of clipped him out of they clipped him kind of out of context about like a sentence that looks stupid, but he was like he was making some kind of point, and these idiots just ran with it because they're idiots. I mean, these people don't even have the mental capacity. They don't have the like mental power to like think and like even like 1 or 2, 3 steps. Like me, I get headaches when I think like 15 steps, but these people can't even do 2. They can't like, oh, new information, I should verify and process the new information. No, they just like take the information. These people are so goddamn easy to manipulate and trick. It's fucking insane.
Don't be mad at me for using his words.
By the way, I don't think I can think 15 moves at a time. It was just an example. I just give myself headaches sometimes thinking.
I think empathy is a new wave thing and is very problematic. You right. No empathy for you. 0.
Hello, Internet. I regret to inform you that Charlie Kirk, co-founder of Turning Point USA, was shot in the neck while speaking at an event at Utah Valley University. Please join me in this moment of silence.
By the way, you should have 0 sympathy for these people. Alright. Sympathy. But the thing is, these people get beat the shit out of on the street, or I don't know, like something bad happens to them. I think people are gonna be like, yeah, I mean, isn't this what you believe in? Like, fuck. Stupid idiots, bro. Man, it's crazy how I am born. Me and you, viewer. We are born in this era of decadence and destruction and hedonism, all this garbage. Like, we get the first class seat of this garbage. we get to see it all.
Created. Sick.
Do you support his death?
I do.
You support his death?
Fuck Charlie Kirk.
You support Charlie Kirk being killed?
Yes, I do.
On the day he died, you're here at a vigil for Charlie Kirk and you support his death.
Do you support a Nazi?
No, I don't support a Nazi. Charlie Kirk wasn't a Nazi.
Yes,
You support his shooter?
Yep, sure do. Free him.
You support Charlie Kirk's shooter?
Sure do. He does all a favor.
Would you shoot somebody like Charlie Kirk?
I would have killed him myself.
You would have killed him yourself? Okay. Do you have a job here in Seattle?
Nope. I take that for
Charlie Kirk has been officially announced dead. And fuck the Democrat Party. Fuck every fucking politician and every CNN and every MSNBC host and every fucking TikTok creator who's called us Nazis and white supremacists for the last 10 years. Fuck you guys, because this is your fucking fault. Alright? It's like I'm so tired of being gaslit and told that the Republican Party is the party of extremists when they do shit like this. When they do shit like this, oh, but it was probably a Republican. Oh, well, he was like pro 2A and blah. It's like, fuck you. I'm so angry. I'm so sad and heartbroken for his wife and his children and his family. It doesn't just feel like an attack on Charlie Kirk, but on all of us, on Republicans. You know, we've been so alienated and ostracized for the last 10 years. And this is what it culminates to. Political fucking violence. So all of the Democrats who are saying, you know, politicians who are giving well wishes to Charlie and saying that this political violence is vile, they're the reason for it. This is what happens when you call people Nazis and white supremacists for 15 years fucking straight. Fuck the Democrat Party.
This party is the party of domestic terrorism. That's what this is at this point. And you could say, don't group us all in together. We're not all the same. No, you absolutely are. Because if you are a leftist, you are okay with the fact that lies about our party are constantly spread and you do nothing to help us stop it. You are in bed with the people who defend criminals, who defend gang members, who defend wife beaters, who defend people who stab an innocent woman, and who defend people who shoot someone in the neck in front of thousands of college-aged kids. And if it's not you doing it, you're following someone who does. So it is an entire party problem. Not to mention the amount of lies and propaganda and media spinning that they have done for everyone to hate this man the way that they do. Has he said controversial stuff? Yes, but not enough to get him shot and leave his kids. If you don't like what someone's saying, you don't have to watch them. You can keep scrolling. You can block them for all anyone gives a shit. But we have free speech here. We can say what we want. That includes people you don't politically agree with, like Charlie Kirk. With how many events the left throws and protests the left puts together, when have you ever seen a Republican go in and shoot someone in the neck? One of your stupid little influencers. Have we ever tried to harm them? No. Destiny got accused of hitting on a minor and no one hurt him. Get your priorities straight and realize that this is a party issue. And gone are the days of us sitting idly by, waiting for the next leftist to bring out a criminal that they're obsessed with or become one. It's done.
I not 10 minutes ago found out some information about the shooting of Charlie Kirk at an event out in Utah. I'm not here to talk about the shooter's political affiliation. What I am here to talk about is the absolute disgusting, foul, vile things that the left is posting and saying online right now when we don't even know the...
Yeah, I mean, it's probably in every Western country. I mean, I saw this shit here in Norway and I was like, what the fuck? I don't get much like Norwegian media stuff, but it's like I got this. I saw a bunch of Norwegians gloating and being happy that that Charlie Kirk died in the US, and it was all these like politically affiliated people that are at the far left on the political aisle here, and they are always like that. These are the least adjusted people in this postmodern secular society. They are the least adjusted, and they have no social skills. They don't fucking know what they're doing.
Status of the man. Like, we don't even know if Charlie Kirk is alive, if he's clinging to life. We don't know the status of him. And the left has the audacity to get on these phones, on these screens, and cheer or do a trending, fun little song to the fact that this happened. I'm talking, it hasn't even been I can't even say hours yet. And the left is so evil and demonic. I don't care who you vote for, but if you support the things and the narratives that these Democrats are bestowing upon y'all's party, because this isn't what the Democratic Party used to be. I don't care. This isn't what it used to be. And this is what it's become. And if you stand by that, there's no room for you at my table.
I just witnessed Charlie Kirk get assassinated. It was the most awful thing I've ever seen in my life. He shot him in the neck and blood went everywhere. And the worst part of it all was the liberals who were there were cheering. So I just have one thing to say. If you identify yourself with the Liberal Party, it's okay. You can believe what you want to believe. But if you identify yourselves with those people who were cheering and someone just got killed, I just hope you can take a look at yourself and think, is this who I really want to be?
Yeah, I mean, fuck. They are legit in real time dehumanizing themselves. People will start looking at them like they're fucking animals. Like maybe they should be put down. Like this is the shit that's gonna. This is the things. These are the things that are gonna be talked about in private rooms. Like, fuck, do we put down these fucking animals? Or maybe I'm just tripping. I don't know.
Because that is disgusting. Disgusting.
What are we doing, you guys? I'm not saying what are we doing, but I'm talking about Charlie Kirk. The person who is trying to educate a generation of people has been shot on live television. If you guys could see the stuff on X right now, at this point, the Democratic Party should be viewed as a terrorist organization. The stuff that we're seeing in this country is not normal. It is an awful video. There's no way he survived that. There's no way he survived that. The Democratic Party is a terrorist group. They are a terrorist organization.
I think this assassination, different than the assassinated attempt back in Butler, Pennsylvania, was a very well-planned, very well-orchestrated plot that was put in motion days before, and this individual had a plan of escape to elude detection of being up on a rooftop and also being able to evade and elude law enforcement after that shot was taken. When you take a look at what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania, Crooks came onto the venue, he left the venue, he came back, he was questioned. I mean, it was really an amateur scenario. This assassination of Charlie Kirk, to me, is indicative of a professional hit. And I'm not so sure that we are going to quickly be able to apprehend this individual without some luck, hopefully.
When you say professional hit, what do you mean by that exactly? Do you mean one shot, one kill, escape already planned and at large? It looks clean, yes, but could this be done by anybody with any sort of basic training?
Well, when you take a look at the video and you take a look at the venue and the spectators and how close they are to Charlie Kirk, and then you have that kind of like umbrella over him, that kind of tent, you have to know that this shooter had to be perched in a position with respect to being able to lay his sights perfectly, basically a headshot. And the shot that was taken to immediately incapacitate Charlie Kirk. And so this was not some amateur who just, got up on a rooftop because it was, what I consider spontaneous combustion. He got up this morning and decided he was going to do something crazy. This seems the earmark of a professional that got up onto this rooftop well in advance of the venue being occupied by the spectators. He was clearly undetected. There was no indication that anybody saw him up on this rooftop. Obviously, after that one single shot was taken, he was able to basically very quietly and systematically elude any further detection and escape. There's been no indication that there's been a vehicle identified or any mode of how he actually escaped the venue. And so to me, this is someone who had some experience, some level of sophistication to have mapped out exactly how this was going to go down.
Jewish Americans have primarily been financing cultural Marxist ideas. We said this, by the way, last week, and people came after us. We were on top of it. We actually said it in a different way. We said, I'm glad that Jewish Americans are reconsidering their financing of cultural Marxism. And people misunderstood it intentionally and slandered us as being anti-Semites. But listen to this. Tucker Carlson is completely correct by saying this, that the philosophical foundation of anti-whiteness has been largely financed by Jewish donors in the country.
These guys not know this was taking place.
So I've been to Israel many times. The whole country's a fortress. When I first heard this story, I still had the same gut instinct that I did initially. I find this very hard to believe. I've been to that Gaza border. You cannot go 10 feet without running into a 19-year-old with an AR-15 or an automatic machine gun that is an IDF soldier. Right? The whole country is surveilled. But I think some questions need to be asked. Was there a stand-down order? Was there a stand-down order? 6 hours? I don't believe it. Israel's the size of New Jersey. When I took a helicopter ride from Jerusalem to the Gaza border, it's 45 minutes. 6 hours. They're live streaming the killing of Jews.
And we all lost, no matter what side of the political aisle you're on, we lost something important in America today. But the case goes on, the investigation goes on. There's a lot of piecing of evidence together. We don't have a shooter tonight. We have a couple leads, a couple people that were released that probably aren't the shooter. There's a couple hot leads. There's a little bit of foreign intelligence. And I think over the next couple of days, we will learn a lot more, and hopefully we will bring to justice the evil person who did what they did to Charlie today.
Yeah, I hope so. I am hearing that they do have a couple of people of interest. That's the latest I heard from law enforcement. You're hearing the same thing.
Yeah.
So that's something to keep in mind going forward in the next 4 years. I almost wonder if that's going to be the next step. Because I said, and I still do believe this, the Luigi Mangione killing of the healthcare CEO set a horrible precedent. And I don't think people realize that yet. For someone to go in broad daylight and carry out an assassination like that against an innocent guy, and for it to be portrayed in the way that it was, almost like out of fiction, almost like out of a story, the way he was dressed, the inscription on the bullets, it was mysterious, and then it turns out to be this young, good-looking, bright kid. For him to be lionized and celebrated, and for him to turn into a symbol, and maybe in the era of Trump's victory, really a very poignant symbol. Think about the time we're entering. In the midst of this new Trump Gilded Age backed by Elon, that you have this young, bright kid who is, he's sort of a liberal himself, a neoliberal himself. He's retweeting Yuval Harari and so on. He goes and kills a healthcare CEO. and everybody turns him into this gay sex. Even gay people are all over him. Gay people and the most insufferable women are talking about they want to have sex with him and celebrating him as a hero. And I feel like we have not properly, many people have not properly reconciled with what seeds that has planted in the minds of a lot of young people. I can imagine how many young people saw that, how many losers and crazies, radicals. You wonder how many people saw that then, which wasn't very long ago, and are now plotting and scheming. I wonder how many of those we're going to see this year. How many people saw that and set them down a pathway. For many people, I'm sure that's plan B. I'm sure for many schizos and crazies and psychopaths and radicals, that is either something, it's a plan B, them to carry out a yet unrealized plan. And for many of them, it's a plan B. If their life doesn't improve, they can always make themselves famous. So I'm a little bit freaked out about that. It would be bad enough if the left was totally defeated and, like I said, backed into a corner. But then when you have a high-profile, visible event like that, you wonder about the future of political extremism. But anyway,
the behavior by a lot, both privately and publicly, are pushing people like you and me away. Not like we're going to be pro-Hamas, not like we're going to, but we're like, honestly, the way you are treating me is so repulsive. I have text messages, Megan, calling me an anti-Semite. I am learning biblical Hebrew and writing a book on the Shabbat. I honor the Shabbat. Literally the Jewish Sabbath. I visit Israel and fight for it. And there's another article out in the Times of Israel today. I could read it on air. I was just reading before I got on. Charlie, what are you doing? Like, why are you? What am I doing? I'm sorry. Like, let's just take a step back here. Like, I'm an American citizen. Yes, I want Israel to win. Yes, I'm a Christian. But like, some of the mess, and you saw, I mean, you've seen how I've been treated, Megan, by some, not all, by some.
No, it's very irritating.
It's
been so unfair. They were coming after you after Turning Point for, among other things, that you had Dave Smith there. Dave Smith is allowed to criticize Israel. You had both sides. The Israeli side was overrepresented.
No, you're not allowed to. It's even worse than that. Again, I just want to repeat for the 5th time. I love Israel. I want Israel to win. But my moral character is now being put into question, Megan. Not my decisions. Not like, hey, are you doing this? Is it smart or is it dumb? But no, I am a bad person if I do this. And I could go, I mean, you saw it, Megan. It was trending on Twitter, thousands of tweets and text messages. And if I were to be charitable and generous, I will say the people that are attacking me are in a hyper paranoid state, because they're at war, and war tends to make things black and white, and you're a hammer looking for a nail. So I'm trying to be charitable, Megan. Literally, I'm trying to cut as much slack as I can, right? Like, okay, what would it be like if all of a sudden I'm starting to see a pattern of behavior similar to what my grandparents saw in 1930s Germany online? How would I behave? So that's like my charitable kind of overcompensation spirit. At the same time, I'm like, but it's not defensible to be dumb, right?
Yeah.
So,
and it's offensive. It's offensive to those of us who have been out there defending them in many instances against critics on our own side. And now you have a couple of comments like, well, what about this? Well, has it gone on too long? Like, is it time to wrap it up? And the thing about Epstein is just so bizarre. I don't know who he was an agent for. It might have been Israel or an asset, or it might have been nobody. Yeah. But we're allowed to speculate about that. It's there's some rule. You can't go there when it comes to Israel.
Well, you and I believe that we're Americans and Americans first, period. End of story. We are citizens of this nation, okay?
That's right.
Israel, we have funded, we have supported, and they're up against a sea of Islamic totalitarianism, and we should be cheering for them, right? Because they're up against barbarians and monsters, and we want them to win. However, here is Megyn Kelly and Charlie Kirk combined, probably 30 million social media followers, like pretty, right? And you and I have been holding this down, and you probably get the negative, oh, you're just shilling for Israel, whatever. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do what's right regardless of the feedback, right? But then all of a sudden, like, I host a person that I moderate the debate of, mind you, right? And I give equal time to Josh Hammer, equal time to a pro-Israel advocate. and my moral character is being put into question. And so I think it's a hyper paranoid, like we're just going to try to, we're going to just stamp out everything type of practice. But it goes to the point where if, for example, if I have less ability sometimes online to criticize the Israeli government without backlash than actual Israelis do. And that's really, really weird, isn't it, Megan?
But I wanted to make a video at least to talk a little bit about my tweet that's gone completely viral from last month. It's now the #1 tweet on anything Benjamin Netanyahu is posting. So thanks, guys. Really glad I'm on his radar now. That's cool. But it's true. I mean, I don't really have too much to add to it, honestly. I'm not going to say who it was that told me because they've asked me not to, kind of for obvious reasons. So if they want to go public, they're more than welcome to. I don't have much to add to it other than basically like a month ago, I watched an interview with Megyn Kelly and Charlie Kirk, and I thought they looked scared, and I commented on that, made a video out of it. And then like a day or so later, I was talking to this person, and the way I remember the conversation going was that we were just talking about sort of Israel and Zionism and Zionist influencers, and Charlie Kirk came up, and I remember the other person saying to me, well, you know, Charlie Kirk says he's afraid to go against Israel because he thinks they might kill him. And I said, that's crazy because I just made that video about how Charlie Kirk seems scared. That's crazy that you're saying that right now. And that's the way the conversation, I remember it going. It may have been the other way around. I may have said they look scared, and they said, well, you know, he says he thinks, you know, Israel will kill him for going against him. But then we talked about other stuff. You know, we moved on. I don't really have any more information other than that. You know, at the time I was thinking, you know, Charlie Kirk seems scared he's going to lose his sponsors, lose, you know, donors, something like that. I wasn't even thinking about losing his life. So that was my reaction. It was like, whoa, you know, I just made a video saying that, but I wasn't even thinking he was scared of dying. I thought he was scared of, you know, losing support, losing his position. So I really don't have anything else to say. I wish I did. I will, oh shit. Sorry. I will, I don't know. I'll take your call.
I mean, from what I heard, I mean, I don't know much about Charlie, so I don't know, but from what I heard, he captured the youth. He had the youth. So, of course, if this lines up, I mean, he's a really good target for this, you know.
I was on it tomorrow on American Journal, on InfoWars. But I wish I had more to say, but I really don't about that topic. You know, I think the sad thing is, or the truth of the matter is, whoever they identify as the shooter is, you know, most people aren't going to think it's the shooter. So in a way, you know, the speculation was inevitable. I don't think my tweet was the thing that made people, you know, think that Israel could be behind this. I think there's a lot of other reasons. But obviously, my tweet sort of frames it in a certain way that there is video backing up. But yeah, that's the whole story. You know, I don't really have anything else to add to it. I don't have any inside information, and honestly, one of the reasons I don't want to go live right now is because there's not a lot of information one way or the other. So I'll wait till tomorrow and cover it in the morning with everything out in front of me. But I should pray for Charlie Kirk's soul, pray for his family, and pray for America, man. We're entering into a very dangerous timeline, and you know, sort of the reason why, despite all of his shortcomings, you know, I still gotta root for Trump and support Trump and beg Trump to, you know, fulfill his mandate and do what's necessary, because if Democrats ever get back in power, they're going to go completely insane. They've been talking about it for a long time. The insanity of the left is really out of control. I mean, Antifa launched a like military style ambush of federal agents at an ICE facility in Texas like a month ago. They lit a fire to draw the agents out, and then were stationed in hidden positions with rifles to fire at them. Do you know that happened in America like a month ago? I mean, the media does not cover, it literally does not cover left-wing violence, and it tries to cover it up if it can't help but cover it in the case of like school shootings, church shootings, which have been done multiple times in the very recent past by, you know, left-wing activists, Luigi Mangione, the support from the media of these figures, and then the politicians pretty much openly threatening that, like, if they get back in power again, they're going to be tyrannical. So we really have this very brief window of opportunity, and Trump has to do something. He has to do something drastic. I mean, what is there more to say? God bless Charlie Kirk, and we're going to keep his memory alive. And I think the only way to combat this is to make it abundantly clear that political assassinations backfire tremendously. Person you target becomes a, you know, honored martyr. And if you thought you were getting rid of Charlie Kirk, I think Charlie Kirk's face should be on billboards and plastered on walls and posted under every leftist every day from now until eternity. I think we need to make it very clear that taking a shortcut like murder in the political realm is a decision you're going to regret. I think we need to make them regret it.
How do you want to be remembered?
I mean, if I die,
Everything just goes away. How would you, if you could be associated with one thing, how would you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. The most important thing is my faith in my life.
Rest in peace, man.
Howdy.
That's insane.
When the left
Let's check some comments. He never used hate speech. He said the truth they hated. Imagine thinking Kirk was far right. The man who will fill this void will really be far right. Most of these videos are women. Surprise, surprise. Repeal the 19th. I don't know what is the 19th. Same people that cried for George Floyd and told people you're supposed to cry for him. These people are at war with us. It's time to start acting like it. Imagine being an adult and dancing to music about someone with a wife and kids being killed in front of hundreds of people for saying his views. Actually, I'm pretty sure his wife and kids were there watching him. They were waiting on him to finish. That at least that's what I heard, but I unsure. What am I to expect when all these people fantasize about serial killers and have crushes on serial killers? America is crumbling around us. Yeah, this shit is insane. George Orwell's 1984. It was always the women, and above all, the young ones, who were the most bigoted adherents of the party, the swallowers of slogans, the amateur spies and nosers out of unorthodoxy. Yeah, so they basically kind of women actually in faith in, like, when Christianity was like a big thing with it before, you know, Industrial Revolution and all that shit came in and blew it all. Women were the most faithful when it comes to like faith and religion and shit. They would uphold standards when it comes to like morals and morals and stuff. Yeah, I mean, fuck, this is insane. Rest in peace, Charlie. Hope his wife and kids are okay.